All right. We do have a quorum, so the time is right now at 6:45. We'd like to call this Town of Plainfield Pension Board meeting to order. And this is January 11th at 6:45 p.m. Roll call.
Art Gagnon.
Tom Sinkowitz.
Kevin Cunningham.
Becky Hewitt.
Becky, yeah, thank you. I do not see Christy Haskell, and I don't see Kathy on here, so I'm going to mark them as for now. If they join, we can announce them coming. All right. There is a minutes for December 15th in your packet, if you have had a chance to read through. Entertain a motion at this time to approve, unless there's anything else to modify.
I make a motion that we approve the December 15th, 2020 minutes.
I'll second that.
Tom and Art. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, item D, which is new business. Item 1, which is consider an act on retirement request from the Town of Plainfield. We do have 2 in your packet. And we do have one of the participants here, Mike Supernaut. So Mike is, as everybody knows, has put in his request for moving forward and into his next phase of his life, and he is asking to retire, therefore asking for pension calculation. You'll see that the annual pension is listed as $66,113. And therefore the monthly would be $5508.34. You sure, Mike, you don't want to change your mind and stay?
No, I appreciate that, Kevin. I'm pretty confident in this decision.
All right, thank you.
I would just like to say, Mike, thank you very much for your years of service to the town of Plainfield. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate the kind words.
All right, with that said, we have information in front of you. Is there anybody that would like to ask anything else, or do we have a motion?
So what date is this starting?
February 1st.
And monthly or yearly?
A monthly payment, right? $5508.34.
I'll make a motion that we approve the pension for Mike Supernaut. Start for $5,508.34 per month, starting at 1/31/21.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made, the amount $5508.34, starting February 1st. And there's a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much, Art. I appreciate it. And you obviously know if you need something, I'll still be here. You can always call.
Sorry, I'm just joining.
It's Christy.
Hi, sorry. My computer decided now is the time to update and reboot, so I had to call in on my phone.
No problem. We just finished the first of the 2 pension discussions and vote. So we're now on to the second one. But thank you for joining.
Thank you.
All right, the second one is actually, this is Carol Santamont from the school, a paraprofessional for many years. If you take a look at the date of hire, I think that's an interesting point. Date of hire is 12/1/1969. Carol has been a longtime employee for the town, for the Board of Education. And I can say this with confidence, I'm sure she's number 1 on the seniority list for the Board of Education for Paris. So she has asked for the monthly pension. As you can see, the calculation for the annual is $11,563.82, but she's asked for the monthly pension of $963.65 monthly. And you see the start date is, correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, but the start date here shows January 1st of 2021. So that would be retro to last month if we vote
Yep.
and approve.
Yeah, January 1st.
Just took a while to get the paperwork over here, so that's why we're doing this right now. So are there any questions from the board? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the pension calculation of $963.65 monthly to Carol
So
Santamon.
moved.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Who's you right? Who's you right for a second?
I got Tom for a second.
Okay.
Christie and Tom, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 And again, much thanks to all those years of service from Carol Santamont, and we wish her well in her retirement. That concludes all the items on the discussion for pension board. I would entertain a motion to adjourn
So move.
in a second.
I'll
Second.
second.
I got you, Christie. All right. A motion by Art, second by Christie. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you very much. Time is now 6:51. And for those who are staying on to go to the next meeting, we'll be on the Board of Selectmen meeting at 7 o'clock. All right, the time is now 7 o'clock. I would like to call this Board of Selectmen meeting to order on January 11th, 2021 at 7 p.m. and ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice
and
for
justice
all.
for all. Thank you. We do roll call,
Art Gagnon.
and Kevin Cunningham,
Becky Hewitt.
and I do not see Kathy here. I'll just mark her absent for right now until she comes in and announce her coming in as she does. All right. Item C, so the question was at the special Board of Select meeting dated December 15th. Entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
Yep, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for December 15th, 2020.
All right, and I second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then going backwards, back to November 23rd, 2020, if you've had time to see the minutes at this point.
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, meeting minutes for November 23rd, 2020.
And I'll second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We can go through old business. We'll be talking about the discussions we had over the last week later on. New business, item number 1, we have consider an act on a tax refund as requested by the tax collector totaling $95.19 to Nina Rice.
I'll make a motion that we accept the tax refund for $95.19 for Nina Rice.
All right, I'll second that to approve that payment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The following, if you have in your packet, Art, is a list of all those people, usually at the beginning of the year, which need to be re-added back into as appointed positions. So we can go through them one at a time. Consider an act on reappointment for the Ag Commission. You'll see that Christopher Arthur Barber needs to be admitted for a 4-year term from the 4th of this month through January 6th of 2025.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Christopher Arthur Barber to the Agricultural Commission from 1/4/21 to 1/6/25.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Second of that grouping is consider an act on a reappointment to Building Code Board of Appeals. the building code. These are staggered years, so this was the first person who we put on as a one-year term. So this is for a 5-year term for Dudley Young, unaffiliated. He is January 4th, 2021 to 1/5/26.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Dudley Young to the Building Code Board of Appeals for 5 years, 1/4/21 to 1/5/26.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Next one up is the Conservation Commission. Consider an act on reappointments to the Conservation Commission. There are 2 here. They're both 3-year terms. Walter F. Sweener, January 4th, 2021 to January 1st, 2024, and Mark J. Doyle Jr. of also for the same dates, January 4th, 21 to January 1st of 24.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Walter Sinar and Michael Doyle Jr. to the Conservation Commission, starting 1/4/21 to 1/1/24.
And I will second. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Next one up would be number 5, consider an act on the reappointment to Economic Development Commission. We have one person coming back in for a 5-year term, Jennifer C. Green, January 4th, 2021 to January 5th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Jennifer C. Green to the Economic Development Commission from 1/4/21 to 1/5/26.
And I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right. I have a question about this next one.
Sure.
Adam Coletti and Whitney Easton are only on there for 2 years to 23.
There are multiple year staggered terms. That's why it's like that.
They're on the staggered one, okay.
So the Ethics Commission is Douglas A. Hall from January 4th, 21 to January 6th, 25. Adam Coletti from January 4th, 21 to January 2nd of 23. And Whitney Earl Easton from January 4th, 21 to January 2nd of 23.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Douglas Hall to the Ethics Committee from 1/4/21 to 1/6/25, and Adam Coletti, Whitney Easton to the Ethics Committee from 1/4/21 to 1/2/23.
I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye. Next one up is the Housing Authority. It's a 5-year term. The Housing Authority is for Anthony Liberto, January 4th, 21 to January 5th of 26.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Anthony Liberto to the Housing Authority from 1/4/21 to 1/5/26.
And I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye. And the final in that grouping is the Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission, and that is for Jeffrey M. Joslin from January 4th, 21 to January 6th, 25. John K. Labonte, same dates, January 4th, 21 to January 6th, 2025. Joseph G. Campbell, January 4th, 21 to January 6th, 2025.
make a motion to reappoint Jeffrey Joslin, John Labonte, and Joseph Campbell to the Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission for the term 1/4/21 to 1/6/25.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye. Item number 9 is consider an act on a resolution to amend the Plainfield Town Charter. We talked about this before, about restarting the town charter up again. This is with an authorizing resolution of the Plainfield Board of Selectmen certifying that Barbie Gardner, the town clerk for the town of Plainfield, do hereby certify that the following is a true and correct copy of the resolution that we adopted. So this is basically the resolution. If we resolve to, we can actually go to, again, reinstating or instating, starting up a board for the Charter Revision Commission, but we have to have the resolution first. So if we also duly authorize that to occur, we can. So we can vote on a resolution to amend the town charter.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to amend the Plainfield Town Charter.
I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye. Item number 10 is consider an act on resolution creating the Charter Revision Commission and adding members to said committee. we're really just putting this out there at this time to ask for people who are interested in coming onto the board to put their name forth to the town of Plainfield, and we'll discuss it at the next meeting to go through all those names. So if we do so, we can actually start acting on adding people at that point. So this was just a placeholder in case anybody else had said they were, read the actual agenda and wanted to put forth their name. So we can take this up at the next meeting on the 28th.
Motion to table it.
Motion to table.
I'll make that motion.
Art made the motion to table. I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. There are some items I'd like to add. One very specific item, it would be a motion to item number 11 for discussion on Tar Box Road detour. So I entertain a motion to add item 11, discussion on Tar Box Road detour.
So moved.
And I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So what we have in front of us is we want to make sure that the public's aware of what temporary closure for Tar Box Road and what the impact would be. And tonight we have a few people here who will help us to kind of walk us through step by step on that. And I do appreciate you coming in tonight. Who we have with us tonight is Harry Heller. And you're supporting in cooperation with David McKay from Boundaries, and talking about the upcoming presentation for what would be the project over in Canterbury, but it does affect Plainfield because it will be blocking off that roadway. So I would hand over the time to you at this time, sir, and see if you can help us to understand what's going on.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Harry Heller. I'm an attorney with an office at 736 Route 32 in Uncasville. I represent American Industries. With me is David McKay from Boundaries, who is the project engineer and who has formulated the design for this project. This is a Canterbury project that, as you indicated, Mr. First Selectman, it impacts traffic within the town of Plainfield. We have a routing plan. Hopefully that's been given to you by your planner.
Yes.
So you can see that this is a public-private partnership between the town of Canterbury and American Industries to both relocate and realign the portion of Tar Box Road, which extends northerly to the Plainfield-Canterbury town line through a section of road which has very poor horizontal and vertical geometry. So the road is not only being realigned, but the elevation of it is being changed to flatten it out significantly to increase the safety within that stretch of road. In order to do this project, we're going to have to close Tar Box Road for about an 8-month construction period. So the routing plan that you have in front of you shows the proposed routing to get to those residences and properties which are located within the town of Plainfield. So if you are heading north on Route 169, instead of going down Tar Box Road, you would be rerouted around to Millbrook Road and then have to come back to Tar Box Road, proceeding from north to south. It's about a 7-minute addition to the trip and about an additional 2.5 miles. If you are heading north on Route 12, you have the option of either turning left on Lillibridge Road to access that section of Tar Box Road within the town of Plainfield, or heading west on Millbrook Road to Tar Box Road to access that section. We're proposing to close the road both at the Plainfield-Canterbury town line and at the end of the southerly end of the gray section on the plan within the town of Canterbury. There are no residences located within that stretch of road. so no one will be denied access to their homes. There is a comprehensive signage plan that is on sheet 11 of 11 of the site development plan, which we will be submitting for consideration before the Town of Canterbury Board of Selectmen at their February meeting. And at this time, I'll just introduce Dave McKay, who can go through the signage with you.
Thanks, Harry. So the signage plan just makes use of standard DOT detour signage. We're proposing extensive signage on Tarbox Road in advance of the closed areas in both direction, and then directional detour signage at each intersection. So with Buttsbridge Road, Packer Road, and Millbrook Road along that red route that's shown on the sketch in front of you. The longest area of the detour would be if you were traveling from Margaret Lane and wanted to arrive at 135 Tarbox Road in Canterbury. But other than that particular route, it's not too troublesome of a detour.
I do have one question for you, Mr. McKay, just before we go on. Your signage plan can use, you're going to be doing any signage which would be located within Plainfield? And
Yes.
If so, would you be able to share that with the police commission so they can understand exactly where you will be putting the signage? Because they are the roadway authority, so therefore they'd like to know.
Yes, we could certainly share that plan with them.
And we would also be sharing this also with our highway department so that they understand where the signage would be.
Yes, that's not a problem at all.
Thank you. Just in case during a storm or whatever may occur, if there are signs that are knocked down, how would we, go about to make sure that they are replaced? Giving you a call, giving whomever a call would be appropriate, and then we could do that for you.
Yes.
And we can provide that information so you have a contact person who's responsible and who can react quickly.
Thank you.
If all goes well, we're proposing to start the project in March, probably with completion by the end of the year.
All right. When you do that, also, if you could help us out, just one more thing. If you could give us the, a few weeks before so we can post information again up onto our town website, onto our Facebook page, and we can use Nixle to make sure we put out a post to the public to let them know that it's about to occur.
Sure. And like I said, we have a selectmen's meeting in Canterbury at the beginning of February, and then it'll have to go to town meeting. So, with COVID, I don't know how quickly that may happen, but as soon as we have a more finite time framework, we'll certainly make that available to you.
Okay. I guess in the meantime, as long as I have your contact information, I can go back and forth with, if there's any questions that come up, I would ask the other selectmen to do the same, and just keep that communication line open. March isn't that far away.
That's for sure. And hopefully we won't see any snow between now and then.
Well, good luck with that thought.
Excuse me, Kevin, may I ask a question?
Absolutely. This is Mary Ann Shinati.
Town planner, were you going to ask Kevin about Turnpike buyer ads?
Yes, I forgot that. The other thing would be, we wanted to put as much information out as possible. Town of Canterbury, are they planning to do that, or are you yourself planning to do that so that we have information out there?
No one had mentioned it to me. We can certainly do that.
It would be a help. As many ways as we can to inform the public of what's happening would probably be appropriate. There are some people, and I know it's 2021, but there are some people that just don't even use internet. So that type of a vehicle to get information out would be helpful.
Sure. again, everything's dependent on how quickly we move through the town of Canterbury. But once we have finite dates, we'll definitely do that.
Thank you. Okay, I think that was it, unless we have any other questions from Art or Ann. Oh. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, so that was our item number 11 for discussion. There are a few other things that I wanted to bring up. One is I failed to put up public comment on the agenda, so I would at this time open the floor for people who had comments or questions or concerns.
Yeah, Kevin, this is Sean Peterson. I would just
Sean?
like to say that I saw the pictures today posted by June of the annex building getting boarded up. And I think it was a good timing to get it done. I just appreciate it for the town. It's a good idea.
Well, thank you. Thank you also to June for putting that up. I think it sparked a lot of conversation. I will say that's one of the items I was going to talk about, how the idea of putting up the boards on the first floor was something for safety. So whether it be not so much as the weather, but the animals or anybody getting into it and harming themselves, we wanted to be safe. That's number one. We haven't determined what we'll be doing with the annex at this point, but at least this motion makes it a safer place at this time. And we can always reuse those boards for other items later on whenever we do decide to take them down. But for right now, that was the first step. I did want to mention a couple other things. At the next Board of Selectmen meeting, we're probably talking about a third wave of the COVID-19 policy. And I have it in draft format right now. I'd like to make sure I go over it a little further, and then I will share it at the next meeting prior to that with the other selectmen for us, a couple other small tweaks to it, but I think that would be appropriate. I know we've been working on the ordinance reviews, and we're going to get to the next meeting, hopefully, where we can actually get some action to go forward on the next wave of fixing some of the ordinances. I know we talked a little bit about that, where some of those ordinances have some typos. Some of the ordinances where if you modify too much in the ordinance by the typo, it changes the meaning. The attorney will definitely go through those with us. And of course, there's the structure of how we want to have it so that we're making sure we point back and forth to the right ones with the right dates. And I got to really commend Art has been working and poring over this for months. And believe me, it's not a small task because there's so much that's involved with it, going back and forth, trying to figure out exactly how it was done, what the intention was, are things repealed or not, and if they are, how do we make sure they're stamped properly and how the order goes. So, thank you very much, Art, for that. We still got a little way to go.
Okay.
All right. The other thing is, in your packet, you'll see there's a comment. There's a section there for Pond Hill Road residents. Now, I have a packet of letters. It's a chain letter. It's the same letter just signed by different people, talking about the urgency of they want a moratorium on new house and driveway construction. Well, it's something you can't just throw out there as a moratorium. But I do understand that there's some issues with road safety over there. I've already spoken to, I spoke to John, our highway supervisor. I've spoken to the police chief about this. We're just going to keep an eye on what's going on over there. One of the things that we have to talk about is that little Pond Hill Road section that leads in there has a small dam. And we have to understand what the weight limitation is on that. In order to do that, we should be going out to have an engineer look at it. So all of these things start adding up as to time and money to do that. So it's something we really should do because we don't want to have continued issues happening over there with a lot of weight coming in and possibly crushing that dam. And then now we're into the point where we have to repair it, and there's a lot of expense to that as well. But there are about 15 of these letters that were sent to me as a chain letter, but I wanted you to be aware that they are concerned, as the town is as well. So I'll be looking into this a little further to see what we can do to make it so it's safe over there. The idea is to get the weight limit. If we can understand what the weight limit is, then we can understand what can and cannot go over that road. And so that's kind of an important thing. I will follow up with that one once we get more detail to it.
On that, Kevin,
Yes.
I did notice a couple comments about the width. of the
Yep.
road and also the turnaround. And I know reading through the ordinances, there are definite restrictions on that, on the roads, so.
Road width and everything, yeah.
They
Road
went-
width, something when the ordinance came up, roads were already built, and so that therefore they didn't qualify yet because they were already built before the ordinance was actually enacted.
Mhm.
So this is some of the things that, eventually we as a town have to take on. And of course, that runs into money and engineering it properly, cost of repair and fixing it up. So these are all ideas that we have to go forward with in the future. So I did want to add one more thing in here. Well, two more really. I'm trying to compile a list of things that we're all working on, so people, you don't get an idea of really how much work is involved with actually happening in town. So we're going to compile a list of different things that are happening. One of the things I wanted to let you know that I talked to the president of the Hartford, not Hartford, president of Bacchus and Wyndham Hospital today, and they will be a few weeks away from getting updates to the ambulatory care answer as to, in the town of Plainfield, there was a request for ambulatory care in the Bacchus Hospital in the back building. So that is something that they're waiting for, and hopefully within 2 weeks we'll get that. And they're also very upfront about helping to resolve some situations with the water drainage coming downhill there. So it didn't work the first time. They're going to send someone out the second time, and we'll work on that. I do see that Naomi, you have your hand raised. You can speak.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you.
Hi. Yep.
Going back to the Moosup Pond issue, is it also something that could possibly be discussed, I don't know, with the construction company or with the highway garage, that if the load of the weight of the trucks passes going over the dam, could there be some kind of signage possibly be put up there? Because, when you first come onto the road where you go over the dam, we call it the second culvert if you live up there.
Yep.
When you're coming onto the road, if those logging trucks are going over it, some people come on quite quickly.
Yep.
So, some of the people up there were discussing even having signage to let people know, hey, there may be logging trucks coming down through here.
Right. That's the exact intent of why we wanted to get this as a safety issue. One is to get the load-bearing weight of what a full load would be coming back off of it.
Right.
So if we know that it's only going to be able to take 5 tons, yet they're coming off with 7, then they have to have limit of what they have on their load. But it's also good to know ahead of time, hey, there's a sign ahead of there saying you can only go up to 5 tons. The second part of that is, like you said, the logging or whatever else is there for large equipment. There's still some areas of the pond which are still going to be built on. We know that. There's still going to be some houses on both sides. And as long as they're doing it right and following by the weight limits of that roadway, I think we should be all safe. And also putting some cautionary notation out there or signage further down around the pond would be helpful.
It definitely would be. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking and entertaining discussion with our town engineer to see if he can do some work and help us out with pointing us in the right direction for getting somebody to get a structural load-bearing information so we know how much we can actually bring over the road. So we're in the first part of that discussion now. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Anybody else?
Kevin, what's the status of the hiring process for a full-time rec director and a grant writer?
Yep. Well, I know we spoke earlier today. We talked briefly about it, but I can tell you right now that as of last week, I went through all of the applications. We did a Zoom interviews with all applicants for both. At the conclusion of the interviewing process, by the way, it was Kelly and myself who did that interviewing process. So we went through the whole thing with resumes and weeded out what we believe are the best 2 candidates and offered the positions. So they have been offered and accepted. We have, I can give you more detail on that. I want to make sure that they come in, get their paperwork filled out, everything's all set, and we go from there. Then I can make the announcement. But we have made the offer and they have accepted for both the full-time recreation position and also the economic developer. I'm sorry, I should say it like this. It's actually the grant writer, economic development support person. So we have 2 very, very good candidates that came forward, and we made the offer. And they'll be in Wednesday for paperwork, and we'll talk a little further with them. And yeah, go forward.
All right, so you'll be making an announcement in one of the newsletters probably, or a post on social media, obviously announcing that.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thanks.
The intent is to start date of the 19th. We're preparing one of the offices here, getting the prep for when they come in. So we're starting the process.
Okay, thanks.
I see Sean is out there. Sean.
Yeah, Kevin, that dam on Pond Hill Road, does the town own that dam or is that owned by somebody else?
We got to take a look back at the paperwork to find that as well. Again, I just started the initiation of this, the whole thing. The dam is actually, years ago, the rights to the water. There's a difference between the owning of the dam and the rights to the water. The rights to the water was Mr. Gobbin, who then turned it over to the Moosup Pond Association. So they have the water rights.
Okay, so Moosup Pond Association, is that, so basically they own the dam then, if they own the water, correct?
I have to make sure with legal to make sure exactly how the papers are written. So I will follow that up.
Okay. And can they go another direction with those trucks, the heavy loads?
I'm sorry, you're kind of breaking up there.
Because that's not a dead end road, is that? Moosup Pond, that loops around the pond, correct?
Almost all the way.
They go the other way or not?
No, they have to have areas for turnaround because it does not loop entirely all the way around.
Okay, I thought it did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's about, oh God, maybe 200, 300 yards, not even that, maybe 150 yards, 200 yards where it does not connect.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Kevin,
Yes.
question about the positions. All right. Either one of those supervisor positions?
They are not supervisory. They don't have anybody underneath them, but they're also not in any union either. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, there is one that will be supervisory, and that is the recreation department because they have other people underneath them.
That doesn't have to go through Board of Selectmen?
Well, we're going to go through, make sure all of our, paperwork comes in, and once we go through that, we'll have a special meeting just to vote on accepting both. But especially the supervisor one.
Well, that's what I thought, just supervisor position.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
All right, that's about all I have for tonight. We do have another WPCA meeting that we should be in a second now, so.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Art makes a motion, I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 7:42, I'd like to call this Water Pollution Control Authority meeting to order for January 11th. And the time is 7:42. Roll call.
Art Gagnon.
Kevin Cunningham.
Becky Hewitt.
Okay. And we have the minutes from the November 23rd in front of you. If you read through, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. For this time, we do have public comment. Hearing none, we have items E1 and E2. E1 is to adjust sewer use for 137 Norwich Road. In your packet, you should see that there is information on, it is New Wind Realty for 137 Norwich Road. This is if we get this proper, so you get the location of exactly where it is, just past Enchanted Jewelry as you're coming southbound on the right-hand side, there's a mall, so to speak, of different buildings. If I'm incorrect with this, Becky, please let me know, but I believe that's the exact location.
It looked like it by the businesses I read, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's medical, hair salon, chimney install services, tattoo, bakery for Village Bakery, home care solutions, and there's a vacant spot. In the email, you'll see that there's some information going back and forth, but the questions are that talking to all the tenants, giving feedback on the number of temporary and permanent workers. They're asking for a reduction. So we are looking at, Becky, you can probably add in, but is it 8.34?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the vote on that would be for a reduction to 8.34 for sewer use for that site, 137 Norwich Road.
I need a little background. Why is the reduction? What's the problem? We raised the sewer rate. Right? Sewer use rate. We just raised that. Is because of that, or why is the?
No, I think just a number of people that actually use the facilities. That's all. So you have, Becky, that you have the spreadsheet here. We're talking about permanent number of workers. As an example, for Connecticut Home Care was 4, where it's realized is just 1.
Yeah, it's just one use. It's based on the number of employees.
Oh, is that okay? Is that what use is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Number of people. Sorry, I just didn't know what use was.
Yeah.
I don't know how you bill for sewer.
Oh.
Sorry, I have a septic. I don't know.
We have an ordinance that lists businesses out and how we charge them for sewer use.
Okay, so they, yeah. Now I understand. It's the number of people.
So you have the odd number, obviously, is the hair salon, because it's a third of a person, basically. So it's because the person isn't there full time. So that's why it's a 1.34. So the total number of uses would be 8.34 for that entire work area, all those buildings, yeah.
Okay.
So we would entertain a motion to adjust the sewer use for 137 Norwich Road down to 8.34 uses.
So moved.
Okay, and I would second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 2. This is with the email that you see in front of you. Jagara Patel is handling that property now. This is the property that he has purchased a little while ago for 4044A Prospect Street. They're being charged for 5.34 uses, and when it switched over to owners back in the end of April, the building was listed as non-usable because of the condition of the building. So they're asking for it to be set back to 0 at this point.
And this is just one building.
It's just that one building. Yep. It's the triple decker, that yellow triple decker that is not usable at this time. You can see that there's also an attachment for the from Vision, talking about exactly what the parcel is.
Yeah, I was confused with the second page that said Vision, because it has 40, 42, 44. Is that all in one building?
All in one. It's because of the 3 floors.
Okay. They made a 44 up at the, okay. All right.
So at this time, we entertain a motion to adjust the sewer use for 4044A Prospect Street down to 0 uses.
So moved.
Motion's been made. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that is all we have on the table right now for WPCN. Entertain a motion.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes a motion. I will second at 7:48. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's it for this week, and I thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a good week. We'll probably see everybody on the next coming up meetings. I know, Tom, you have a special meeting for Board of Finance.
Planning and zoning tomorrow.
Planning and zoning tomorrow. That's a big one, too.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you all. Have a great night.